Okay. Come on. Da da. Okay. Then okay, the game might be too high on that now. Okay. Hopefully now we have sound. But I'm gonna check it out. It sounded okay. Sound. Why am I getting that like room noise? If anyone can help me out with why that's happening. Why am I? Is that because it's near my? Why this worked so well the first time and now it's just. Alright, I'm just really confused now. Hey, how you doing? Japtics, if you know how to get rid of this weird like that's going on, I'm confused. So there's that. I don't want to jump off stream and jump back on because I was just gonna chat a bit of shite anyway. But I did want to play a few songs, but I don't know if that's going to be possible because it seems to sound ridiculous. It's fine. We might just have to. We might just have to deal with it like this. Before this stream, I was like, alright, this is the one where I'm going to get all the settings real good, like finally getting used to, I'm going to try. This is the one where I'm going to get really good at all the settings and all the stuff, and then straight off the bat, it's just not working. So, given that, I'll open up Twitch chat on my laptop, and we're just going to have to make do with what we've got. Cause you can't always get what you want. How do I get back into the chat? What room? I'm filming in my lounge room. I don't know if that usually, most of the videos I've made have been with the Yeti in my lounge room, and then the little mic that I've got attached to the camera doesn't seem to want to work either. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I mean, that's not picking up. Okay, whatever. I don't know. It's weird. I'm gonna play a song and then we'll see if it's songable or if it's just a talking stream this afternoon because, you know, could be either at this point. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, I'm really slow on the Twitch chat, sorry. It's alright, there's no one in the Twitch chat, so that's fine. I don't want to turn it up so I can hear it, but if it still just sounds terrible, just take my word for it that it sounded nice. I don't know. Anyway, we can let's see, it's coming up fine. I'm so confused. Okay, I'm gonna turn this up and listen to it. It's just dodgy sounding. I don't know. Okay. Well, I'm keeping the chat open. I'm gonna jam and deal with it like that. And I'm gonna try to hopefully get help eventually. But this happened last time with the 82. I don't know what's up. When mics get old, can they just start sounding dumb? Is that a thing? Or like, I might have accidentally dropped it? Is that a possibility? Because I'm happy to buy a new one, but if it's something that I'm doing wrong, then I don't want to get a new one and find out that I'm just a big old idiot. So, yeah, hit me up if you know the answer to those questions. I'm just going to play some Fleetwood Mac, and then I can listen to it after and see what it sounds like. That is probably going to sound like shit! Now here you go again, you say you want your freedom. Well, who am I to keep you down? Dust could be very much that. I might have to get a new mic. That's alright. Hopefully, when I get paid from a gig, I can do that this week sometime, and then you won't have to deal with this. But if it's live-withable, which, I mean, you're still here with me, so hopefully it is. I'm going to start again because I forgot where I was. And Bill's walking around being cute. Now here you go again, you say you want your freedom. Well, who am I to keep you down? I fucked it. It's only right that I should lay the way you feel it. Listen carefully to the sound of the loneliness, like the heartbeat driving by. The stillness of remembering what you had and what you lost and what you had and what you lost. Thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you another year. Oh, women, they will come and they will go. Sun's in my eyes. When the rain washes you clean, you'll know. You will know. Now here I go again, see you want your feet. Hey, that's awesome. Okay, cool. So maybe I can make do while I'm this broke. But hopefully this week, I can get a new microphone because just what I like. It's only right that you should take away you. That's the first verse. Any dreams you'd like to sell, dreams of loneliness, like the heartbeat driving mad. In the stillness of remembering what you had and what you loved and what you had and what you lost. Oh, thunder only happens when it's raining. And players only love you when they're playing. Say when happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. Oh, when they come and they go. When the rain washes you clean, you know. You will know. You will know. Alright, now I can turn it up. I believe you that it sounds okay. Okay. It's average quality for my for my brain, but it's better than no quality or the overlaying demon sounds that we had last time. So it's not perfect, but an improvement, which, you know, that's a win. That counts as a win. That should always count as a win. An attempt, a bad, what is it? Something worth doing is worth doing bad. Sick quotes. Oh, speaking of quoting things, not that I can remember what I'm quoting at all, but I wanted to have a chat about missing last week because I had a big weekend of gigs and got extremely overwhelmed. And I wanted to sort of discuss the idea of being overwhelmed because I am currently undergoing or beginning a quite intensive therapy called EMDR, and it's a little bit out of my price range and out of my, what's the word, comfortability range, I suppose. But I just wanted to have a quick chat that you don't need to be, you know, perfectly consistent to keep something up. You can do it for yourself whenever you feel up for doing it, and that's okay. The other day we tried to stream Fortnite on Twitch, and it just sucked. Like, I don't think I'll ever stream Fortnite again because it absolutely sucked. I don't know what it is. I think anxiety mixed with just dying constantly, and it all mixed into a big barrel of just like uncomfortability. Not the good kind of uncomfortability like this is, where I'm like, oh, this is awkward being online. It's like the negative uncomfortability. Anyway, I don't know what I'm rambling about, but you should do what you want in the face of fear, unless the fear is sort of justified by the situation and it's not a good kind of fear and you just don't like it because don't force yourself into that sort of thing. But yeah, I figure I will keep like a blog type thing when I start the EMDR to keep everyone updated, because I'll be going through it as a patient, but I've also got experience and have my degree in psychology, so I feel like I have somewhat of a good place to elaborate on things from and to be able to hopefully vocalize the explanations the way that I want them to be. Sorry if that was really loud, I just smacked the microphone with my toe. Yeah, that's exactly right. You have to do what's comfortable for yourself. Because you're likely to jump online and then find similar people that are also going through similar things. But it's just, we're all just out there trying our freaking hardest. I don't know anyone, between like the most successful people I know and the people who are struggling the hardest, everyone's still just stressed and sad. And they all just want someone to tell them that they're doing a good job and that they fucking see that they're trying. So, on that note, if you know anyone that needs a little pat on the back and a little good job mate, you're trying, send that to them, because that can be a really big thing in someone's day. Anyway, this is Cleopatra by Lumineers because, okay, story time. I was at a gig at the Central Hotel Beaconsfield, and it's one of my favourite places to play, and the crowd's always very, like, it's a fully mixed bunch. You never know what you're going to get. Sometimes it's sort of like older blokes going down for pub meals and having a punt or whatever, and sometimes it's young kids that are there for the DJs that come later, because it's got the hip-hop DJs and things later on in the evening, so people go there for like pre-drinks, and sort of get a bit pissed before they have a boogie. But I went on a little rant because a lot of people know Cleopatra sort of as she's described in history, which is very much that she sort of used sex for her own personal advancement and to rule, and that she was mostly looks. And grabbed the mic and just went on a little tangent about how Cleopatra was not actually that physically attractive, or not what people would traditionally in history report as attractive, because obviously everything that is written in history books is pretty much written by a straight white man that's now like either really old or dead. So the tastes have changed. But it was actually because of her intelligence, and she could speak, I can't remember how many different languages, but she could speak a bunch of different languages, which made her fit to rule, but also fit to communicate with a lot of different people and make sort of leadership plans and just get along with a lot more people and organise trades and deals and all that sort of stuff. But so I went on a little tangent about that just because I think it's an important story to know, and I think it's wrong that history has changed it to be like, oh, she used sex to rule, because it's just not the case. I think she also married her son. So, I don't know, that's just like a side fact. Someone check on that. I just vaguely recall seeing that and being like, oh, okay, that's pretty weird. But yeah, it wasn't her looks, it was her intelligence, and I just feel like a lot of things are focused more on outer beauty, and intelligence isn't something that, especially media in modern day, like Instagram and stuff, like I don't see influencers and media outlets advertising the intelligence of women, but it's one of the most inspiring things I've ever come across. So anyway, this is Cleopatra, a song by the Lumineers, which I don't think they're actually talking about the person Cleopatra. I think they're talking about someone else who played the role of Cleopatra, but that is all irrelevant, and I've gone on this same tangent again. And it wouldn't surprise me if everyone leaves, because the punchline of the joke was that at the Cinch, the group of young men got up and walked out after I went on my little tangent. And then I sang to just my partner and my friend, which is always very wholesome because I love serenading my friends and my partner. Anyway. Well, I was Cleopatra. I was young and an actress, as you know, by my mattress and asked for my hand. Oh, don't even get me started on Kim Kardashian. I've been finally catching up. I'll do that. We're gonna go on another rant after this song. This is, if you actually listen to the Lumineers album, they do have this rant about the Kardashian family in the middle of the song, just after the first verse. You asked it as I laid in a black dress with my father in a basket. I had no plans. Yeah. And while I left the footprints, the mud stain on the carpet, and it hurt like my heart did when you left out. But I must admit it, I would marry you in an instant. Damn your wife, let me your mistress, just to have you around. Hey. I was late. Okay, I missed a bit. But I'm thinking about the Kardashians now. So, we're going to pause mid-song to go into the rant. But, quite similarly to Cleopatra, I've been, free story, or backstory. Years ago, or a year or two ago, I saw one episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And it was the episode with Rob Kardashian. He had locked himself in a bedroom, and they had a psychiatrist going in trying to talk to him, and he didn't want to be on camera, and it was just sort of, it would have been a really traumatic experience for him, of his family and a bunch of cameramen and a doctor forcibly trying to come into his bedroom to discuss things that obviously were private and not appropriate for the Keeping Up with the Kardashians TV show. So from that I was like, wow, this is a really interesting family dynamic, given that I've studied psychology. The child development and family psych side of me was instantly really, really intrigued. So I've decided that I will now catch up with the Kardashians. I'm up to season 8 or 9. Spoiler warning, if you were like me and are catching up with the Kardashians, like 11 years too late. But Kim is pregnant and I think Courtney has 2 babies and Scott's just the best. But watching these people develop over time, it's been really interesting to see their family dynamics and the way it runs, because it's almost like, I don't know, I feel like people hate on these families for what they think is having a lot more than them or having a higher status than them. And when I watch them, I see a really, really struggling and sad family. Like, they make money, they're all brilliant business people, they know how to keep the cash rolling in so they can keep living the lifestyle that they're living, but I'm unsure if the lifestyle they're living actually makes them happy. But I watched the episode where Scott goes to meet a woman for a bucket list last night, and I cried my eyes out because I think it was that moment where he realised that it might not be the objects you have around you and the status you have to your name. It might just be the nutty family and friends that you have around you that really do incite that love and joy and happiness and all the really rich stuff that we want in our lives, and not just on the outside to look good on a reality TV show. But talking about Kim personally, they all seem like, oh, is Chris going to come for me for saying this? I don't know. If Chris comes for me, game on. I have a few bones to pick at your parenting styles. But growing up in a family like that with Chris as a parent, where I'm up to is pre-Caitlin's transition, so I have absolutely nothing to say on that. I haven't watched it yet. Like, as a father figure, he seems quite attentive, but a little bit deluded at the same time. But Chris, I just think she's forced this family into such a really high stakes, constantly surveilled, is surveilled the word? I don't know, constantly surveilled lifestyle that they've all just sort of slowly shut down. And obviously being in a family of women, they have the group of women that they can come together as business women that all do, they really do see this as like, that's their lifestyle, that's their business. It's all for a show and for money at the end of the day. Like, you could half call them actors if you really wanted to. It's the same as like professional wrestling. Like, they are sportsmen, but they're also actors. I feel like that sort of Kardashian show is the exact same thing, but the pressure that it puts on these kids when they're born into these sort of lives, and then, you know, having to have their 14, 15-year-old mental breakdowns on TV for everyone to see, potentially half scripted or half guided by some sort of producer, would just be a weird thing. Anyway, I don't know how I got, you said Kardashian, I'm gonna blame you for that, not my fault, but yeah, I'll keep you up to date. We might even do a whole video on Kim Kardashian, I mean, they're keeping up the Kardashians' law. But I think Khloe is my favourite, not that anyone else, or Lamar, Scott, Lamar, Khloe, they're all, the human growth in those people is really inspiring to watch. Especially with Scott, because despite being in a situation where there wasn't actually that many influences in his life pushing him to grow up a little bit, bar someone who I don't believe was pushing him for the right reasons or for the right things. But he, in the face of that, in the face of being surrounded by all of these riches and wealth, really did come to the fact that maybe wealth is about the quality of the friends that you surround yourself with and the quality of life. Like, if you can't be happy when you've got nothing, you're probably still not going to be happy when you've got everything. Anyway, there's our moral. That's what we learned from keeping up with the Kardashians this week. That's our little side story. I don't know why I went on that tangent, but it's fine because we made it through. And now I'm gonna. Oh yeah, I mean, I'll play this just because it's one of my favorite songs. Yeah. This is Mama Said. As if the book doesn't fall off my lap, very well done. Mama Mama said there'll be days like this, there'll be days like this. My mama said. Mama said there'll be days like this, there'll be days like this. My mama said. I went walking the other day, everything was going fine. I met a little boy named Billy Joe, and then I almost lost my mind. Mama said there'll be days like this, there'll be days like this. My mama said. Mama said there'll be days like this, there'll be days like this. My mama said. My eyes are wide open, but all that I can see at this chapel bells are calling for everyone but me, but I don't worry 'cause Mama said there'll be days like this, there'll be days like this. My mama said. I stuffed that. Alright, well that was a little feminine power break. But going back to, in the back of my head was just thinking about that I called Chris a bad mother. And actually, I think I'd like to take that back because I know only what is being shown on a TV show. But also there's a lot of people that generally have been sort of received as this very stereotypical sort of synthetic, unintelligent, plastic woman, I suppose. And like Paris Hilton was one of them. Kesha's another one that they sort of advertise like that. Kim Kardashian is very similar. There's heaps more. Like we can all just go on naming tangents of this sort of woman that they've deemed as famous because of their sexuality or famous because of their good looks or their whatever. And realistically, I have a feeling that they're all just really intelligent businesswomen too. Like watching Trisha Paytas' videos on YouTube. As much as she's got some like really silly opinions and some of her emotional intelligence is not quite there, but she's accountable for the most part and understands YouTube and making herself a public figure from a business standpoint. It's the same as Paris Hilton. Everyone makes fun of her for putting on this voice, but like, she's got them hella bucks from putting on this voice and acting like this rich queen that everyone sort of wanted to hate on and wanted to watch for reality TV. So I'm kind of torn between like buying into I suppose what they want you to see, which is the dumb, sexualized, like, girls, rather than seeing the intelligent women that they really are. But anyway, I've been thinking about that because the more, like, you scratch the surface on any of that sort of thing, and like, where there is women that have been chastised and shunned from society for sexualization or for, like, a lot of the sort of reasons like that. Usually if you dig a little bit deeper, there's some story of like, they fought back and it was a very big tale of women's rights. Like, T Swift gets shown on for dating people and then took the guy who was, oh gosh, I don't know the story probably, but took the guy to court for $1. So it was very much like just to prove a moral point, and she won that court case. And it's just, I don't know, I feel like those things go unregistered a lot more than they should. Like, the minute women have success, it's for some abstract reason and not just because they're successful. Although I suppose that does happen to men online too, and everyone in between, because people just seem to hate other people's success. Well, that got to a sad part. I don't think everyone hates everyone's success, but there's something about when people become a certain level of successful, everyone decides that it's fair game to just bully them and be really, really nasty. There's like, at no point of fame or success or anything should anyone be actively bullied. People should be held accountable. Your Murdochs and your Bezoses and shit like that have billions and billions and billions of dollars and they're controlling things behind the scenes and have the power to actually make great positive change, but are instead using it for negative reasons, those people 100% hold them accountable. But we're so quick to chastise everyone that's successful. Just, I don't know. Is chastise the right word? I might be using that wrong. I'm sorry if I am. I think it's right. I don't know. Anyway, I got very, very sidetracked there. But it's a hard time. Realistically, it's a hard time for everyone, but it's a hard time for women at the moment, given the current situation, not just in Australia, but the rest of the area. So it's good to talk about these women that are business powerhouses, that have got, like, the amount of hate that I see people giving girls, I should say women, or not just women actually, you know what, but people, just general people, the amount of shit that people get for having an OnlyFans account, or for doing things like that, is ridiculous when it's a viable way to make some money. It's, from what I've heard, a brilliant way to build up a little bit of self-esteem and feel a little bit more whatever way you want to feel. And no one's forcing you to do it if you don't want to do it. No one's forcing you to subscribe to someone's OnlyFans if you don't want to. Like, calling people cucks and simps because their partners are sex workers is just wrong. Anyway, this has just been like a rant on things that I think. But anyway, this is a Dolly Parton song, and also my partner just got home, so you might hear Billy bark. Back through the years, I go wandering once again, back to the seasons of my youth. I recall a box of rags that someone gave us, and how my mama put those rags to use. There were rags of many colors, every piece was small. I didn't have a coat, it was way down in the floor. Mama sewed the rags together, so in every piece with love, and made my coat of many colors that I was so proud of. As she sewed, she told a story from the Bible she had read, about a coat of many colors Joseph wore, and then she said, perhaps this coat will bring you good luck and happiness, and I just couldn't wait to wear it. And Mama blessed it with the keys. Hello. I coat of many colors that my mom made for me, made only from rags, but I wore it so proudly. Although we had no money, I'm as rich as I could be in my coat. Yes, that's the right one, thank you. Side note, face wash, because my pimples are slowly going down, if you can see, and I'm also losing my voice. Oh, this is going to be a bad idea. Oh, I'm a superstar, sports superstar, never doubt me again. I'm probably the most talented person in the world. If you have oily and sensitive skin, the double trouble, this stuff, this bad boy, you got that oil, but the ones for oily skin make your sensitive skin want to cry because it's also baby skin and your skin never grew past the age of 2 years old. This stuff, get this stuff. This is, I am going for the sponsorship. Except I'm just saying this stuff because I can't pronounce that. But also I watched YouTube video after YouTube video about what to put on acne skin that's sensitive, and honestly it's come down. I tried all the ordinary stuff. I got heaps of different serums and all sorts of stuff, and so far the best thing I found has been that face wash with the double cleanse, and I've got a different cleanser, and then tea tree oil. So anyway, that's a fun bit of skin time. Hope you enjoyed that. They didn't have any happy chocolate. Okay, we got chalk powder. Alright, well, I'm going to play Blue Box, and then I'm going to piss off, and then I'm going to jump back on and play Overwatch a bit later. So, that's my plan. Thanks for listening to like 2 songs and a 40-minute rant. Oh, yeah, okay, so Harry and I played the most insane game of Overwatch the other day that I will post on the YouTube because it was nothing. We'll try to put them side by side so you can see what we were both doing at the same time because we have like a constant LAN party. Anyway, that was a fun time. Look forward to that. This is Blue Box, which isn't about Overwatch, but is about Doctor Who. Yeah. Yeah, I should write a song about Overwatch. Billy's got his squeaky toy. Wait, fuck, I fucked myself up already. Oh, wait, PG stream. Oh, I'm glad you love this song. Sorry that I botched it. Alright, I'm gonna start it again. And started watching when I was only 8. He's so cute with the toy in his mouth. I didn't know that a show could be my best night. I was making it hard for me by making Bill really cute in the hallway. The doctor taught me how to deal with times of strife. 'Cause in the end everything always turns out fine. So David, won't you come back to my life? 'Cause Matt Smith, well, it just doesn't feel right. So David, won't you come back to my life? 'Cause I've been waiting for that blue box to arrive. I believe. So come on and teach me about a time where it's like this. I'm losing my voice. Let me make it. Come on and show me a box that's bigger on the inside. And I will you see them off? Well, we were about to make fun of Billy, but I just did a very Billy move. Bill, what you doing? Ah! I hope you can hear his feet. I'm guessing, yeah, doggo. I mean, I can. Hey, Billy. Hey, Billy. I mean, you just get feet. This is the sound of Billy's feet. Thank you for joining me for my little rant about women, for the most part. Huh? What do I want for dinner? That's something to think about after I finish this stream. That's something for not right now. Gonna jump on Overwatch a bit later, and yeah. Oh, also, if you're around the Frankston area, I've got a gig Frankston. Like, they're doing an acoustic muso tasty thing. There's spots in Seaford and Frankston. And on Sunday at 11:40 a.m. I will be outside of the Frankston Library, near where the Fresh Frankston thing is. So come have a listen. I'm going to do all originals. It also starts on Saturday, and some of my brilliant musician friends are also playing. I think Bridget Allop is playing at the event, Ed Moon, Velvet Bloom, you name it, they got it. There's a whole bunch of talent there, so probably worth going down on the Saturday and the Sunday if you like live music and suss out the things. I can't remember what it's called, but it usually up like the Frankston Live Local something. It was the Waterfront Festival, but now it's called something slightly different, and I can't remember the name, so sorry about that. Anyway, I'll post, there's links on the Instagram and stuff too. But yes, thank you for putting up with the shitty microphone and my shitty attitude.